everyone. Happy 1st of April. Of course, today is April's Fool's Day. Although you have to consider that like 90% of the marketing department at Slitherine just hates April's Fool's Day. So you won't get any April's Fool's joke from us, at least for the vast majority of this tea time. We'll be spoiling what's not true along the way, so don't expect anything super fancy in terms of, hey, we're doing the next big Star Wars game. It's not going to happen. We're going to tell you only the truth today. And as always, everyone, so this is my new sweatshirt. Well, new sweatshirt. This is coming from last year's wardrobe, but I didn't have many opportunities to wear it. So this is a perfect time. Hello, everyone. Morning, everyone from the US and Canada, and good afternoon in Europe. Of course, today is also the Major League opening day, so everyone living in the US will have a good Major League season. It's of course also National Burrito Day, and who doesn't like a burrito these days? So also other ways to celebrate, other than the fact that of course Easter is coming very, very fast. As I said, super busy tea time today, so I'm going to go fast. There's going to be a lot of stuff to say. First things first, there's an Easter sale going. Yes, so Easter sale, if you type Happy Easter 30 when you check out on the Matrix and Slitherine store, you'll get 30% discount on any purchase, except for the most recent one. So don't expect 30% discount on Origins 2 and some of the most recent DLCs were released. But other than that, everything's up for 30% discount. So make sure you grab this opportunity. And I'm going to repeat that hopefully enough times so that anyone being added to the chat as we go will know about it. A little bit of an update on Twitch and where we are on the channel. We've been growing quite fast and quite steadily over the last few weeks. We've now reached 8,000 followers. So thank you everyone for following us. We have been trying to force you to follow us with new updates and lots of stuff happening. But because we reached 8,000 followers, we now unlocked 5 new games on the Slate store. Strategic Command World War II were in Europe. Close Combat Panthers in the Fog, I'm reading because I can't remember any of this. Close Combat Gateway to Caen. Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, and Distant Worlds Universe. You can get these games through the Slate store now if you want to. So that's also thank you for anyone following us. And the next unlock will be in 1,000 followers. So follow us, and you will get more games added to. This is all back catalog games. For new subs, for new games, we miss another 75 subs, and we'll add more cool things. The next 2 games being added to the Slate stores are going to be Combat Mission Shock Force 2 and Combat Mission Black Sea. I have a note here. Remember to thank everyone for following us. That's like, it's like a reminder that Bruno gives me all the time. So I'll try and make sure that I follow the chat and thank everyone following us, any new follower. So because we always now have a tradition to start from the release schedule, let's get back to the release. So thanks for following us, Logistics Man. You see, I'm doing well. So let's go to the release schedule and get an update there. Hello, Connor from Genba. A pleasure to have you here. We now have, Genba guys are the guys who are helping us reach out to a number of stores, namely Games Republic, Nexus GG, and many others. So thanks, Connor, for the support. And it's great to have companies like Emba who are able to give us an extra exposure on the product. So thanks a lot. And now thank you for following us. Yeah, let's get to the release schedule before I forget. Yeah, so we've made a quick update on this. Can you get full screen for that? Thank you. So we've deleted all the games that have been released already. And I don't know if Mordante is around already, but we've got news for him specifically today. Close Combat Modern Tactics is releasing on April the 15th. Master of Magic, Caster of Magic for Windows releasing on the 22nd, and Warplane Pacific releasing on the 29th of April. These are the dates for next month. Now we have a release date where for the first Field of Glory 2 DLC, releasing on Field of Glory 2 Medieval DLC, releasing in May, and everything else is pretty much unchanged this week. And there will be a lot of updates coming in the next couple of weeks. So this release schedule you see here, the release list, you'll see we'll need more hexes to fill, because there's a lot coming up, and we have a lot of events also to showcase some of the things that we have been announcing so far. One of the things, of course, is today. So today we are streaming Battlesector for the first time. This is the Warhammer 40k turn-based game we're releasing very soon. This is going to be the first showcase of the game. We also released a stripped out version that's going to be only like 2 scenarios from the game to release to all the influencers and anyone who is streaming games on Twitch and YouTube. So anyone who's in the chat now and are into that field, expect your version of Battlesector to come to you very soon. If not today, very soon tomorrow morning. Hexabu is going to stream today for Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon Battlesector after this one, and so be ready for that. There is a tournament open for Fantasy General 2. Tournaments for Fantasy General 2 are doing quite well, so we've decided to launch a new one. You know that the first one for Panzer Corps is being run right now as we speak. It's also doing quite well, and we are going to do more in the coming future. So we have to be, we're very excited about these tournaments, because they are not only they're doing very well, they are really allowing us to talk about the games more and more. So the Fantasy General 2 tournament will happen on new maps as well. So it's a complete new setup. So expect a lot of fun for this upcoming one, and that help us beat the last number of subscribers. So we just went live with this, and so we're gonna hopefully beat the last turn of last round of tournaments for Fantasy General 2. Next up, all right, yes, we have some kind of fun event on Panzer Corps later on today. This is going to be ran by Edmund, our almighty Norwegian Viking, running some cool Panzer Corps 2 missions. Can we get a sneak peek of the video, or just let's do that. Let's run a little bit of a video for that, and get back to this as soon as this is done.
Operation Pig is the 5th DLC for the World War II epic Panzer Corps 2. Follow along with the little-known and totally historically accurate 42nd Pig Panzers Division as they pressure the Russians in Operation Barbarossa. Are your young children going through a pink phase? Parenting has never been so easy with Panzer Corps 2 Operation Pink. Get them engaged in your nerdy hobby like never before as your army of pink tanks amaze and confuse them. Under the pink, there is still a deep, complex strategy game you've grown to love. So, it's a win-win for you both. Damn, I'd hate to be the Russian that had to explain this loss. Of course, the new DLC would not be complete without new mechanics, and Operation Pink is no exception. Introducing Pinkification. When encirclement and defeat is not enough for your enemy, demand their humiliation with Pinkification. Enemy tank commanders will be forced to paint their tanks pink as a condition of their surrender, further salting the wound that is your victory. Of course, Pinkification is not without its limitations. You have to encircle the enemy first. Panzer Corps 2 Operation Pink is coming this April the 1st. Be sure to on Steam. There's a wishlist button, we should probably press that.
So you see, we don't have to do April Fools because we have fun with you guys and with our content creators. So that's our way to have fun moments without trying too hard to create like some super weird trailer with future non-realistic stuff. You're gonna have some fun with Edmund later on about with the pink panzers, as we call them, and I've seen somebody picked up on that in the chat. So after that. Close combat, right, so this is interesting. So we've made available through the download system within the game the mod, the Veterans mod. This has been going for quite a long time. The mod is fantastic. It's really, really cool. So if you have Close Combat, the Bloody First, you'll be able to download the Veterans mod. It covers the whole of the Normandy landings. It adds the British forces and the Commonwealth forces. It's super, super cool. There's 2 campaigns, one from the Allied perspective, one from the Axis perspective. There's dozens of new battles and operations. It's one of these things. I was thinking today with the guys, we should definitely run a tea time dedicated to mods because there's loads of them. And we need to give credit to some of these creators because they are fantastic. They're just doing an incredible job at adding value to the games. This is a perfect example, a great mod and a fantastic way of using an existing game engine to create something completely new. So I really want to do something that gives a lot of credit to anyone modding the games. I wouldn't know how to start from, so it's like, for me, it's total magic. So I actually think it's a really, really good way of highlighting what the community is doing for the games, not only what we can do, but some of the guys out there. So check this one out. It's a really, really good mod, and I hope that you are able to check it yourself. There's a new Warplan Pacific also. I wanted to check with you. There's a new video for that we're releasing these kind of tutorial-ish videos. They're more like a tour of the game, what changes been made compared to Warplan, the original Warplan. This one is about the naval units changes. We have quite a lot of these coming up in the coming weeks, so we'll keep you posted there. Warplan Pacific is an absolute gem. So this is releasing at the end of April, so check it out. And because we talk about war games, I want to thank everyone, take a moment to thank everyone for the support on War in the East 2. War in the East 2 sales have been 3 times in the first week of what War in the East 1 was. So we've tripled the sales of a game that is considered the benchmark for wargaming. The team is ecstatic about the current sales. We are super happy about how it went, but not only that, we're seeing that the whole of the wargaming community is really on board with us to make these games alive. Keep the wargaming community alive. And it's a testament of how the community, the wargaming community, is not dying off; it's actually increasing and growing. So thank you everyone for supporting Wargaming 2. We have the manuals are for anyone who ordered the manuals or pre-ordered the manuals. The manuals are going to arrive in our warehouse at the end of next week, and we'll start shipping. So we have a lot of backlog. There's a lot of backlog to take care of, so be patient, but we are going to tell you when we actually start shipping, and we are preparing our warehouse so that as many manuals can go out at the same time. So that's the only thing I can promise is that we're going to be fast, and you know, with this with the Easter sale also happening at the same time, we'll also create some backlog in the warehouse. So it's not perfect timing with COVID and with offices closed and warehouse being short-staffed, but we'll ensure that we'll keep you posted on what's happening. So if you follow Tea Time, you'll know more about this as we go. What was that, Pixel? An answer to Asterix. I didn't know. Could you please hint if Aged is planning Empires for Fog 2 and Fog 2 Medieval? Dying for that. Well, Asterix, I'm pretty sure you're French, because Asterix is one of my favorite characters. I love it. Aged is actually working on a new project, but it's unannounced, so we can't really tell you much about it. But they are absolutely working on something, and the team is growing as well. So we're soon going to tell you more about it. Then what else? Field of Glory Medieval. I wanted to tell you something. We owe you something. We owe you an announcement. You know, we know that you guys are waiting for, okay, what's the first DLC going to be about? And here we are. Field of Glory 2 Medieval Reconquista. This is the first DLC for Field of Glory 2 Medieval. Reconquista is a DLC that's very dear to my heart and to the Southern Europeans, to all the Southern Europeans. It will cover an extensive amount of time. So we'll be covering from 1040 AD to 1270 AD. It will be focused on two specific areas. It will cover Spain, Italy, and North Africa. And kind of, you know, we called it Reconquista because this is like the focus of the DLC. So you will have the Castilians, the Catalans, the Aragonese, the Byzantines, so all that, you know, time frame of history. And you know, you'll have the El Cid campaign, you'll have the Mohammed II campaign, very much focused on that period of history that everyone knows by the name of Reconquista. It is a game, it is a DLC that will add a lot of content. We have 41 more units, there's 45 more army lists, there's eight historical scenarios. I'm going to read the historical scenarios out, but in a second moment I will. There's 4 historically based campaigns, but you know, it's also dear to my heart because it's also representing a part of the Italian history, of the you know, Italian part of history that, you know, most of the fans of Middle Ages know, but it's not very well known outside of that. So it's the fight between the Guelphs and the Ghibellines. You know, last week was you know, Dante D, and we talked about Dante Alighieri, very much in keeping with that. You'll have battles, the Battle of Legnano, you'll have the Battle of Montaperti, the Battle of Benevento, all historically represented in the game. You'll have the Cataplanet of Italy, you'll have the Guelphs, the Ghibellines, the Italian Normans, the Lombards. It's going to be, you know, really something that, you know, as an Italian, I think is going to be, you know, for me, a stepping stone into the, you know, Field of Glory 2 medieval history. For all the Spaniards as well, it's a part of history that you know, it has a lot of flavor, and there's a lot to know about the background. So we're going to try and tell you more about the background behind these events as we go and as we approach the DLC. But it's absolutely fantastic that we can have the first, as this one is the first DLC for Medieval. There's 4 historically based campaigns, as I was saying. There's an El Cid campaign, there's a Muhammad II campaign, there's the Normans in the South campaign, and there's the Frederick II campaign. There's 8 historical battles: Montemaggiore, Civitate, Cabra, Sagrajas, Legnano, Las Navas de Tolosa, Montaperti, and Benevento. These are all battles that RBS has tried to recreate with the maximum level of fidelity, and you know he can do that. The first DLC is going to come out. We have a lot of new terrains, there's new units, there's a lot of content, and it's going to come out at the end of May, as you've seen. It will be officially announced next week. This is the sneak peek we're giving you just for tea time. We're super excited about it, and we know that you guys are going to appreciate the level of detail and effort that is being put in here. And I can see Hetzer is very, very excited about it. I think as much as I am for the setting, and you know, because we're all fans of the setting there. So I hope that you are as excited as we are to release this game and see this game released at the end of May. Hopefully, after the Battle of Hastings special, we'll have a Battle of Montaperti special coming up, and we'll be able to play it with Lionheart or with somebody else who's interested in replaying these fantastic battles. Right, yes, before we get to Battlesector and our first showcase, I wanted to thank you, Rock Paper Shotgun guys, for covering Shadow Empire yesterday. They've been putting together a very flattering article about the game. I like the title. I like everything now that's written in it, because there's only good things being said about Shadow Empire. It is, I think, a testament of how a game can surface from the masses of games being released just by its own qualities, and it's the opening of the new strategy gaming segment on RPS, and it's the first game that's been covered as one of the best strategy games out there. So I'm super happy about that, and the fact that Victor and VR Designs are getting credit for the incredible work they've done on this fantastic game over the last 10 years. And so thank you, Rock Paper Shotgun, for giving us this, for starting off your new strategy gaming column with this great game. Thanks for that. Just to finish this up, also Battlesector, and I'm gonna try and open up for questions later. So Battlesector, as you know, this is a game that we've announced earlier on, a couple of months ago now, or just under that. Battlesector is releasing very, very soon. It's the first of the bigger games we're going to release this year in terms of visual quality and all that kind of stuff. This is the first time I'm going to show it to you. We have a video also releasing in the upcoming days, highlighting some of the units from the game. First video is going to be focusing on Hellblasters and Intercessors. Battlesector is a turn-based strategy game following in the footsteps of Sanctus Reach. For anyone of you who played Sanctus Reach, it's a step up in all sorts of reasons, based on the Sanctus Reach engine. It's a complete new everything, but the core of the game is tile-based, turn-based, action-based, a lot of action. We're trying super hard to make it a turn-based strategy game that plays fast and fun and brutal, and we're unleashing destruction on the battlefield, and that's the idea behind it. So your Exebu is going to play the game for the first time. This is I think the first time we see this artwork here. We're producing more of these because they are super good, and we're also going to soon make them available in a way like in downloadable wallpapers and such. You can of course join the Discord for Battlesector, and Alberto's just linked it on the chat. You can also look at more gameplay from now on. You'll see a lot of gameplay sessions popping up on Twitch and YouTube, because we're starting to deliver the review code across the board. And so here are some screenshots from the game. This is not made up stuff. It's really real screenshots from the game. And so there's a lot to be excited about. As I said, the game is nearing completion. The game is not only, Battlesector is not only PC. We're releasing the game on PC, on Xbox, and on PlayStation platforms. We are, starting with Blood Angels and Tyranids, as you can see, and there's going to be, of course, more coming, as you probably imagine. The developers of this game are the same developers as the Battlestar Galactica Deadlock series of games, so quite a lot of very good heritage there. And so you'll see a lot more of this coming in the upcoming months. So before we go to that, before we go to Hexabu, if you guys have any question at all, just make sure you ask the questions right now in the chat, and I'll be trying to answer them. Also, remember that Tea Time is happening every Thursday at 4 p.m. UK time. We have a lot happening in the next few weeks, and we're planning bigger events as well, because we've got a lot to announce. So stay tuned here. And so thanks for following us, PXM40. I think we've got quite a few followers here. So thank you guys. Thank you for following us. And if you, why not utilize the entire 40k universe, units, vehicles, planet types? Why limit yourselves? Well, Slammed, I think the reason is that producing a game of this level, putting everything in it, would take probably 10 years, to make it, work properly. So the idea is to start with a game system that's solid and works, and it's feature complete, and then add content as we go, so that we improve things, because every faction comes with different characteristics, with different features, and every planet as well comes with different terrain and so on. So there's a lot of variables there. So you start with something that's solid, that works, and has the core gameplay soul in it, and then you start adding stuff to it. I think that's the reason why we want to make sure that the basis works first. Can't someone make 1,000 Suns games? 1,000 Suns games. I wish that would be great. Are we seeing concept art there? That's not in game, is it? I can't elaborate much on this, but it's from in game, I swear. So everything's from in game, but you'll know more about this stuff in the coming weeks. Would there be a free-form procedural campaign as well as missions? Campaign is preset in the sense that the missions are designed. There's no procedural missions, but there's ways of skirmishing, of doing skirmish as well. So you don't have only the campaigns; you can play single missions as you go. Are there news for the Navy in Shadow Empire? Talking about it, working on it. That's pretty much something that we don't know if and when, but it's something that we're considering. The air units went very well, so we are looking at adding more as we go. Thank you. That's a very hard one to pronounce. Morality San Opinion. Thank you for following us. We'll be back to Black Life as cinematic replay type mode like BSG in Battlesector. I'm sure they will. Pretty much. Why change something that works? Warplan Pacific will not release on Steam at release. We're all releasing, as many of the war games, releasing on Matrix Games first and releasing on Steam later on. As I say many times, the Steam audience is a bit less forgiving, so we want to make sure that everything works perfectly and then release on Steam, so that the Steam audience is not just bashing us for small bugs and things, whilst the wargaming community is more like, right, okay, this doesn't work, fix it, and so on, so the developers can fix it, because there's small teams that can't really work on a gazillion tasks at the same time. So that's why we sort of launch on Matrix first and then release on Steam later on. When will we know about the Starship Troopers beta, or is it already underway? No, it's not underway yet, but it's approaching very fast, because we are going to show you Starship Troopers new footage super soon. So yeah, that's coming up, and the game, I have to say that the game is pretty solid. We've seen some recent demos, and it's really coming up very nicely. How long between DLC releases for Battlesector? We don't know, because it really depends on the amount of content for every DLC. As you know, Gladius, for instance, had small DLCs and then bigger DLCs. The small DLCs are like maybe 1 unit per faction or such, and then the bigger DLCs are full factions and such. But so we don't have a plan for a fixed plan or like a roadmap. First, we release the PC version, then the console version coming out in summer, and then there will be a plan about content coming up after that. Battlesector will be available on Steam at the same time on Matrix Store. Yes, absolutely yes, it's releasing on Steam day and date. With the other primary units at worst be DLC. We don't, as I said, we don't have a plan for a fixed plan for DLCs, but we'll keep you posted on that. And yeah, so guys, I think I'm done with questions, but if you've got more, just keep asking them. We'll store them for next week's tea time. Thank you for following us. You all have a nice Easter time and a nice opening of the Major League today. We all go and have a burrito and cheer up for the first Battlesector stream. Thank you, and I will see you next week.